welcome back to Life is Wood with Rubio Monaco, the podcast. Today we have Karl from Build Carpentry. Just to address, it is a well-known fact among the team that I cannot for some reason say the name Karl, unless I said Rubio.
Yeah.
It must be an Essex thing. I don't know what it is, my brain cannot, it slips into Kyle. So Karl from Build, who are you? Introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, so I'm Karl Malone, owner of Build Carpentry. We manufacture bespoke furniture, fitted furniture mainly. Got a whole range of different designs from wardrobe doors, media walls, understairs storage. And yeah, we've got a growing business, a growing team, passionate about what we do and love what we do. Yeah.
Amazing. And I think that really comes across online as well. And what does life look like day by day, like a normal day in the workshop?
So not day in the workshop, so we've got a team who, we're all pretty much in the workshop. We're a team of 8. So typically myself, I love the fitting, and I've always said as the business grows, I'm going to stick with the fitting because that is one of my key skills. So obviously for me and say Gaz, we'll be out fitting probably like twice, maybe 3 times a week if we're lucky. And then in the workshop in the background, then things are still ticking on. Like we've got a spray painter up in the booth. We've got Rachel and Dave, our CAD designers. So we've got things constantly going through as we're working, but a typical day in the workshop usually starts with like a kind of motivational start meeting in the morning where we'll all have a chat what we've got going on, and then yeah, everyone will get stuck in, everyone goes to their own areas. I think with Build, it's every member has got its own part of the business, so I always say it's like cogs in the wheel, and everyone's got their own cogs. So at the minute next week we've got like a new labourer coming in, and believe it or not, he'll be a cog, you know, just tidying up behind us at the start. It'll make that process faster. So I'm a big believer in that, finding the right team, and the days just get easier.
Amazing. And what inspired you to get into the trade?
So I always liked woodwork when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So my uncle was a carpenter. Even in my back garden when I was little, I was making like rabbit hutches and just making anything that I get my hands on. I always knew I was practical.
Yeah.
Where I think some people, you either got it or you haven't. I've got a 15-year-old son who's the complete opposite. I'd love him to be a carpenter. But he's not. He wants to go into politics, completely different interest to me. And he said to me about 2 years, he's like, Dad, will you be offended if I don't be a carpenter?
Yes.
But yeah, then I got another son who hopefully will be a carpenter, but he's only 18 months now, so I bought him a hammer already.
Yes. What do you find, I suppose, is your biggest challenge in woodworking?
Probably like finding the right team members is a big part of it. I imagine that's the same in any business, but I think when you're doing something so bespoke like us, you can get a site carpenter come in, put our lads on site, we wouldn't be as fast or as good as them, you know. So site carpenter, to us, it's a different angle of the business, and we used to do site carpentry many moons ago. But for what we're doing now, the biggest challenge I'd say is finding the people that come in who, even if they're good, it's being able to fit with our team. We've got such a good team. Like, we go to the gym together over nights, we go to the pub together, we literally like have a laugh, but we get the work done. Yeah. And we're like a kind of family unit, everyone, you know, we're constantly texting each other outside of work, although we spend, 9-10 hours in the day together. We get on really well.
Really nice. So that's what helps make the team, it's all that ups.
100%.
Building ups. Yeah. That's really good. And what would be your team, like you and your team's dream project?
Well, to be honest, I mean, we've got one coming up actually. Up in Scotland, we never go that far usually. We do travel, we go to London and we go, because we're from obviously Tamworth, Midlands, but we do travel. But Scotland's usually an area where it's too far, because if you get a problem, there's too much risk involved. But we've got an absolute stunning project from what there's like 5 areas. We're going to be using some of your
nice.
It's going to look lovely. But the one key area there's like a bespoke whiskey room from a walnut veneer, and the design on it's incredible. So dream projects, I mean, that will be coming up soon because it's a nice one.
So every project is
every project. Yeah, every project.
No, and I suppose you said you at a young age were quite practical, but how did you turn woodworking and that practicalness into a business?
Yeah, so I think even when I was, say, 14, even my work experience in school, I went to a joiner's shop. And at the time then, in that joinery shop, I didn't really enjoy that side of it. I was actually in like a joinery shop and I thought, this isn't the side, but I know I want to be practical.
Yeah.
So when I left school then, I've done an apprenticeship with Barrett Holmes. I was on site then, done my advanced course, done 3-year apprenticeship basically on new build sites. And then as soon as I qualified, it was self-employed, did a bit on there on price work. And then at the time then I teamed up with someone else and we went out and set up a business, and it just turned into a business which wasn't top build.
Yeah.
So we had another business running for like 9 years. And that's pretty much where I learned the business side of things, to be honest. It was stressful. And I look back, I'd never want to go back to them days because of the stress. But I don't regret a thing from it because I learned so much in those 9 years that then when I brought it into top build, it was like, well, I'm going to start fresh now with what I know not to do, which angle I want to go, you know, and even the size of the team, you know, it's like the old business had like on an average about 20 odd lads weekly, subcontractors. And you'd think loads of lads, loads of money. It was kind of the opposite. It was loads of lads, loads of stress and no money. Whereas now, you know, things are going great and we're investing. But that's good.
And what is the biggest lesson you've learned at Top Build?
At Top Build, biggest lesson, probably investing in the right time. Because I think in the fitted furniture game, like what we're in now, there's so many nice machines, so many nice tools that you can go and buy. And you see something like, oh, I want that. So, and I've done it myself before, where in the earlier days, I'd spend out on stuff that I don't use every day. And then if it becomes a machine that's just sat in the corner collecting dust, it's not good. It's not a good investment. So many a times I've bought stuff, it's sat in the dust for 12 months, and then I've sold it, I've lost money, and I've got that was a waste. So now, if we're going to buy something, it's pre-planned. Like recently, we bought a second CNC machine.
Yeah.
You know, big investments, but I know it's going to do what we need it to do, kind of thing. So we invest in the right machines at the right time, and that's probably the advice I give to anyone starting out: is don't jump the gun and try and run before you can walk, buying this and buying that because you can see everyone else has got it.
Yeah.
And every business is different as well, because some people, they might not be doing the same type of furniture as you. They might need a different type of spindle moulder, or they might need this whereas you don't. So it depends on what angle you're going to go down. Because there is a lot, even in the fixed furniture, I think there's a lot of different angles you can go, which would be what machines you need to buy.
I think that has been a very common theme of when I've asked people on this podcast, like, what is like the top tip? It's always like, invest in your tools, know the tools. And I'm like, okay. And where do you think, like, what is, I suppose the big stream, but more, how do you attract new clients? I can imagine there's one thing that plays into that, but where do you find, how do you attract new clients?
To be honest, I think it's like, it's probably same with any business. It's like, if you're passionate about what you do,
Yeah.
like outside of work, I can swing a conversation onto a wardrobe.
Yeah.
No problem. Quite sad. But yeah, I think if you're passionate about what you do, I think that shows in your work. And then if you're a good woodworker, you've got to, nowadays, I think you've got to also become a good marketing guy. You've got to become good at videos. You've got to learn the other parts, because if no one can see your work, there's no point in doing it. So I think with us, we try and flatten every platform as much as we can. But obviously we're improving as we go with our content. We're trying to make content that people want to watch. And before, like if I look back at my videos from say 7 years ago, there was very long, there was no hook at the start. And then as you start to realise as you go on, what people want to see, just speed it up. People don't want to see that middle bit, you know, they just want to see how it's going together, the end product looking good. So, and that pulls in business, you know, so yeah.
Exactly. And I think, because you're on YouTube, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, you're flat like
even like now, I'm doing a TikTok every day in 2025. So it's that's my goal at the minute. Like I've done one this morning as well.
What do you enjoy the most? Which platform do you enjoy the most being on?
I think they're all different, and they've all got different audience really. So I do think you have to slightly, although we use the content the same on each platform to a degree, but I do swap them up.
Yeah.
So in the editing apps for TikTok, I'll slightly change up the way I'll put something on for Instagram, or especially YouTube. If YouTube Shorts, you only get like 60 seconds. So it's like, it's finding and squashing things down to fit each platform. But Instagram's good. I think you get a good clientele off Instagram. TikTok is as well. But then I think on TikTok as well, you also get a lot of idiots, like mixed in, just being honest. You know, so I think they've all got the variations, basically.
Yeah, people just love to moan on the internet.
Yeah, I think this day and age, there is this like a negative vibe. Like, I am positive, more about like law of attraction, like, you know, I am.
Yeah, I'm big universe. What? Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like since you've been on social media and it's grown, do you feel that has had an effect on the business?
100%, yeah. I think branding is a massive thing in general. Anyway, I'm massive on that around the workshop. It's like even when we first got the workshop, the new workshop now, the first thing I was doing was the signs and stuff, and not half-heartedly doing them, going full hog, because I'm like, people need to look clean. I go to businesses now that I use regular, to be honest with you, a lot of other things, and I can see the signs need updating, and I'm thinking, like, if I was driving past it now, would I go in there? No, I think everything needs to look clean and crisp. That's just what I think about branding myself,
Yeah.
Even like with the coats and stuff, it's like, I mean, this is my workshop coat.
Yeah.
I come straight from,
Yeah.
I come straight in from making doors this morning. But I think in general, we're our branding. Everyone in the workshop is branded. I think I see some people online and they do a great job, and then you see them like walk in with different hoodies on, not matching and stuff, and straight away for me, I'm like, oh, why aren't they just branded for the sake of a £30 hoodie each? So you just clients would like to see that in my eyes, but maybe I'm wrong. But that's my mindset that I've got into after so many years of doing it.
Like with the jacket you had earlier, it was very clean and small.
I know, yeah. And then I sat down and it was so hot.
Yeah, I apologize. This place gets so hot and then so cold.
Yeah.
But that jacket was but it's very telling of the work you do, and your social media as well. It's very clean. It's very like crisp. So you've got consistent, I think. And what kind of content do you think works best for Top Build and for you?
It depends on what type of things we're doing, but I think things like the underset storage, they seem to go down well, to be honest with you. I think it's, because it's an awkward, tricky shape, and you can usually get a good video, and speed it up so you can show the process of how we're doing it from start to finish. That they usually go down quite well. So, and then there's other things you might do. There's a lot of stuff we do that I don't post because I'm like, it's just, you don't look the best. It's a boring kind of clean looking thing. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff we don't actually post, to be honest, but yeah, we try and post the things that eye catch, especially on Instagram. We're trying to keep our profile looking, if someone's scrolling through there, I want every post to look good.
And do you find, and I found this with other like content creators, that they will work tirelessly on one reel or one video, and it will get maybe like 100 likes, and then they'll just put something random up, nothing, and it's like millions of views.
Because there's so much time you can spend as well, and I think, like I was saying earlier, I think you've got to get good at like doing the videos, and like now I am super fast with CapCut. I'm like, I'm reusing some content, especially for TikTok, but reusing content, and like now, for instance, I'm like in my drafts on TikTok, I've got 20 drafts ready to go.
Whoa, so you're like,
I'm 20 steps ahead. I'm ready for the next month. But yeah, and that's what I'll do. Like, I'll probably spend like a day, or I've got a day free if I ain't got the kids, and I've got like my head just then I'll basically spend that day, create a load of stuff. So then it just takes me like 1 second then to just quickly upload, And then if we finish a project, you say if we're down in London, on the way back, depending on what van we're in and who's with us, one of the other lads will drive, and then on the way back I'm making the reels so that it's,
I was going to ask, how do you balance it? Because a lot of people in the industry find it difficult to, it's like social media is a full-time job. So to be how successful you are on social media, also be successful at your work, but it seems it's non-stop would be there.
No, it is. I think it becomes like a kind of habit that you just get used to.
Yeah.
I think even with the old company, because I was so used to dealing with so many people on such a full-on day, whether it's a good trait or a bad trait, but it's become a trait. So I'm just like, I know that's what I've got to do now. It's like I don't know how to rest.
I feel that in mine. So, do you feel that social media has changed the industry?
Definitely. I think it's changed the world in general, to be honest, in so many angles, like 100%. But when it comes to the business side of social media, I think it's like massively changed things, Whereas before, even the old company, we was out like physically printing leaflets and having them posted around. There's probably nothing wrong with that. You probably would pull a few leads off it, but now day and age, you could create something, put a sponsor on it for probably less money than you spend on the leaflets, and you'd have more eyes actually engaged with it. So it's finding what works, and I think with the social media, you've got a platform in front of you that you can do from your house. You don't really need to pay a professional if you train yourself, and you can get eyes on your business.
And do you find that people often say, oh, I've seen this online, and
Yeah.
So that's a big thing that's
Yeah.
coming now. And so say I'm a craftsman,
Yeah.
I'm not a craftsman. I think we built a 3-legged table once. It was about
I'll get you the workshop.
I will immediately get fired, I think. And if I was a craftsman, I'm starting out and I want to grow my online presence, what would be your number one tip to me?
I would say branding is quite a big thing, to be honest with you. I think even at the start, I think, some cheap £20 hoodies that you can get off eBay with your logo on. Start as you mean to go on personally. And then obviously as you get to that next stage where you're looking to invest, whether it's a workshop or machinery, just do it at the right time. I think with our workshops, we started off with, in my garden, to be honest. I built like a big one in my garden. That probably only lasted a month because getting MDF down there was like, this is a nightmare. So then we ended up renting somewhere. Then we rented a second one because it wasn't big enough. Rented a third one, and then the rent went up by 40% when I had the free. So it was like, oh. But at that point then, I had some money saved that I was going to put into like a rental property. So I invested that into the business, and basically then we bought the building we've got now. And then we've just signed another building now. So again, it's investments for like when I'm older, that's my retirement plan. I've got the building that I own and all the machinery that we own as well. So it's like investing at the right time and investing correctly, I think, as well.
You're always 20, as you said, you're always 20 steps ahead.
I need to try and get to like 40 steps ahead, though. Never happen.
Oh my, it must be so magical to see it grow like that.
Yeah.
To watch it where it's come from to now. So having in the garden,
yeah.
Now owning the building.
Even at home, like, I'm into like law of attraction, that little collection of stuff. And I have still got the piece of paper that that was designing this logo. When I was there, I was like, whoa, after the second company, the old one. And I was designing it and the little stars underneath the logo. I look at that sometimes, I think, I remember sat in the garden there doing that to see it get to where it is now through mixing in the old experience I took from the old company and then just putting the drive in. I think unless you're willing to put severe hours in at the start, unless you have a lucky break, it's not going to work. You've got to put the hours in. And that isn't just like 8 hours of like building cabinets. It's behind the scenes, you've got to get everything, even like the way you're doing your systems and like your customer relations, everything has got to be on point in my eyes for it to run into a good business.
Yeah, because you like the thing I get from you is drive. Where does that come from? Where are you? What motivates you basically, even during the tougher times?
Yeah, I think it's just built into it, just a bit of ambition, to be honest with you. I think like anyone who's kind of an entrepreneur or got their own business, I think you're kind of a risk taker, and I am a massive risk taker, to be honest with you, but at the right time. But now the second workshop, it's more overheads every month, and our overheads are already like sky high. But we're at the point now where we actually physically cannot build another wardrobe. It's like we're making it, it's piled down there. So yeah, we get the keys in 2 weeks for that one, and then we're going to be looking into bespoke kitchens, and I've got a few other plans. I'm hoping the keys to probably by next year, probably double our size of our team. I'm hoping by that point then, like, I'll be able to back down and not be 40 steps ahead. I'm hoping I'm just sat there like one step ahead going, yeah, man.
Yeah, that would be nice. It must be, would that be your, I suppose, like peak then? As soon as you take a step back, you think, that'd be, you've done it.
Yeah, definitely. Because mixing in like, even like, weekends I shut off completely, to be honest, and that's with my kids, But like in the week, it's like Monday to Friday. It's full on,
Yeah, you must be doing. How long are your days?
Well, to be honest, I still get up every morning at 6 and go for a run. I know.
Drive.
This is the drive, yeah.
Drive.
Yeah, but yeah. So me and Poppy, my dog, we go for a run at 6 o'clock every morning, and then that starts my day off great. Because some mornings you wake up, even if I'm late, I really don't want to, but then it does something to me, like, I feel like I beat the day.
Yeah.
So I get back home for 7, I have a shower, and I just feel like great. I feel like, right, I've beat the day already. So when I get to the workshop, then I'm just raring to go.
Mike, that makes me want to run.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
I'm on the treadmill and I'm like, but it's I feel like you run outside, so it must be.
We're outside, and then like tonight, even me, Dave, and Gaz from the workshop, we're going back to mine because I've turned the garage into like a gym. So we'll go there tonight and we'll do another one, and that's after work. So yeah, we're putting in the hours inside and outside of work. But I feel like the gym part's for me. It's like it just mentally makes you feel better. And if you're running a business, sometimes it's good to lock your head out of if something's gone wrong in the day or if something hasn't gone to plan. If you go to the gym, it just all goes basically. So it's a good way of like resetting and starting for the next day.
I think that, and it always quietens. I think the best thing as well is when you don't want to go is the exact moment you need to go.
Yeah.
That is the moment. That's what starts the it's like the running. I mean, you probably just don't want to go, but you still go, and that's the difference, 100%. I guess. Yeah, between successful people and people like me who just like, I'll snooze there. So I have a quick fire round.
Yeah.
So try and not, think too much. Just say what first comes to your head. So, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Okay.
Decaf.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Whatever I gave you, I think one was actually decaf. I gave you by the.
Oh yeah, I got 2 coffees.
Yeah.
Got 2 coffees to try.
We have this thing, as people know that've come to the showroom, coffee roulette. As in, I don't know what any of the pods are. I'll put them in and just hope for the best. But I checked that and I was like, definitely give you a decaf. So I'm sorry if you start to feel tired instead of the.
You know me too well.
Weirdest custom request you've received?
Oh, so many. The one that jumps to my mind was actually this week. It was like someone, like we're obviously Midlands, and there's someone right down past London, and there was like a little triangle under the stairs, probably no bigger than my hand, and they was trying to get up and stairs, pull out in there, you know. Can't be done.
Did you get, so most of your requests then are they all round the UK?
All round. Obviously, in an ideal world, it'd be great to have them local, you know. But I feel like because we've nailed it where we make it in the workshop, we test proof it in the workshop, everything, even our spray painter, if we've got a big fit on, he comes with us, you know. So he's on the fit. So at the end, if there's any touch-ups needed, we've got our mobile gun. Yeah, touch wood. We've not
so much
here.
Just touching,
But yeah, because he's there, it's touch wood again. We haven't had any problems basically, so it works. So we're not scared of going the distance, but there's certain distance, like Scotland for instance, you know, it's good. Where we're going for this big fit, it's a good 7 to 8 hour drive to the top of the locks. So it's a long way to go if something was to fail, but that's where you just use the best products, you know, you can, and you just put a bit of pride into what you do and don't have problems then. You know, avoid problems is the key. Yeah,
avoid problems. Yeah. And if you had a woodworking superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, probably turn my hand into an edge bander.
I was using the one from Festal. I think whatever that was very fun. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's good.
What is your favourite? I'm ruining quickfire questions, by the way, because I'm just interested. Yeah. What is your favourite tool to use? Your favourite power tool to use?
To be honest, I do love Lamello. We are obviously ambassadors for Lamello. I'm not saying that being biased, but like genuinely, because there's so much you can do with one machine, they are amazing, you know. So a lot of carpenters, like we sell wardrobe doors to the trade. So we have carpenters come in regular still and they're like, oh, is it worth, I see all your videos you're using Lamello and stuff, is it worth it? And looking back now, if someone took the Lamello off me, I'll probably, it's just become such a tool that I love using. And you could be building something and all of a sudden, I could use Divario for that fix here. There's just different things you can use it for. And it's so fast, neat, hidden fixings. So Lamello's got to be up there for me.
Lamello. So music or silence while working?
100% music.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to be. And it's such a wide range. One day it can be like hot 80s, the next day it's some rap. It could be anything. It's whoever gets the radio first in the morning is just like... Yeah.
I just got a new car and it's not a new car, it's like 2009, so it's a new old car. Yeah. And I couldn't connect my music, so I was listening to the radio and I didn't realise that certain radios just the frequencies are different. So I've just got into Radio X. Yeah. Do you have a favourite radio station?
Oh, mine is hot 80s. I love a bit of the 80s, I do. It's just banger after banger, non-stop all day.
Yeah, I do. Like the 80s. Yeah. So describe your perfect day in the workshop in 3 words that don't include heart 80s.
Heart 80s. Okay, so we got productive, motivated, teamwork.
And what's one thing every beginner carpenter should invest in?
Well, for an apprentice, it's got to be pre-drill. As silly as that sounds, because as soon as you say apprentice, it's like I see so many lads that like come in the workshop and they're screwing things together, and I'm watching everything just split on the side, and it takes you 1 second to pre-drill that. So the big thing that I would say to any apprentice that we take on, even the lad that's coming next week, it'll be like a few weeks of just pre-drill everything, you know. So, yeah, drills, impact driver, but as well as the impact driver, get yourself a drill driver with some decent drill bits.
That is quick fire done. You can relax. Back to
back to the lovely coffee.
What's next for you and Top Build Country? Top Build Carpentry.
Yeah, take over the country. Yeah. So as I said earlier, yeah, we've got the new workshop that's signed up now. So we get the keys for that in 2 weeks. I'll be honest, that's only a stepping stone as well. So we are looking at something bigger future, but again, it's like right time to do it, you know. So I've got plans, the business plan where I want to get to, and I'm pretty certain we are going to get there. But yeah, long run, we're going to be doing a separate workshop for kitchens, bespoke kitchens. But for now, it's kind of more of what we do and just growing what we do, basically.
Yeah, you're big manifestation energy, aren't you? So I just feel like you can achieve whatever you set out. Yeah. Is that your biggest, I suppose, what's the like mentality?
Like positivity. It's like some people like kind of what's what I'm calling, like they kind of dwell on like negative things. So if something negative happens to me, I'm just like squash it out.
Yeah.
Like I'm positive in every angle you can do. I think it's like about 9 years ago I read the book The Secret.
Yes, by Rhonda. Is it Rhonda Byrne? Yeah, that is a great book.
That honestly changed my life. I've probably read it about 10 times. When I go on holiday, that's like, let's refresh the brain. It's like you get no harm from reading it because all it does is make you think positive and look at any outlook as positive. So yeah, it's really good.
I'll have to. There's another one called Manifest, and it's Sam from Monkey Boys Workshop. He recommended it because he's wife Katie, she is really into it. He recommended me that book. So The Secret, and then did Manifest. This other one then was that the two combined. I was like, well, I'm
gonna have to look at this.
Like big compliments. Yeah, I will tell you afterwards. And are there any upcoming projects or collaborations you'd like to mention? Tell the listeners.
Yeah, the Scotland job, to be honest with you, that is going to look amazing because there's like 5 areas. Like I say, a lot of veneers going in there. We've got loads of understairs storage, like understairs wine cellars coming up. So we've got a lot of things with us. Is like every job is different. Although sometimes it's like understairs storage, it's really not the same. It's like it gets your brain ticking every time because we work to different angles. Like, you know, the one day we could be doing some. It's got like 42 degrees, and it's the way you do things. Then it can change. So everything is different, and even the way we build it is different, you know. So if they want like open shelving or they want a wine rack mixed into it, I think that's the joy why the days aren't boring because we get in the workshop in the morning and every single day is different. Yeah,
that must be the best thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's good for like a creative. I feel like creative jobs need different days.
100%. And like Rachel, our newest employee in the office, sales designer. So she's come from a place that was good experience, but she's come from a place that like they're more semi-bespoke, basically, a little bit bigger. And she can't get over the fact of how different each day is being so bespoke. And she loves it. She said the hours are flying. She's like, can't believe it's like home time, which is good. It's a good thing to know. Everyone's enjoying it.
That's really good. And if people want to support you and follow what you are doing, where is the best place to do that?
Multiple places. Yeah, probably Instagram. You'll probably see most of our best work. TikTok, YouTube. We do a lot of long form with tools and stuff over there. You can find me over on LinkedIn, Facebook. Yeah, pretty much every platform at Top Build Carpentry.
And it's the same across all of them.
Yeah,
so But honestly, I have loved it. I think your energy is so good. It's so positive, and it's clear, like the drive and determination really reflects, I feel like, in your socials and your work. So appreciate you take the time out for us. Thank you.
Same with you. Nice positive energy. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, now we must go discuss all our manifestation techniques.
Let's go read this other book.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.